Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the aspiring founders, innovators, and future entrepreneurs joining us today. I'm Junaid, Incubation Associate at ITB Sharda Launchpad, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to Kickstart session of IgNIS 3.0, igniting new ideas and startup. IgNIS 3.0 is not just a program; it is a journey of ideation, validation, learning, and growth, designed to help you transform your ideas into structured, market-ready startup concepts. Today's session is designed to give you clarity on the program and introduce you to the vision of Sharda Launchpad and equip you with the foundational startup and design thinking insights. Once again, a very warm welcome to all the participants who joined us today by IgNIS 3.0, and thank you for choosing us to be the part of your exciting journey. To begin with this, it's important to understand what IgNIS 3.0 aims to achieve and how Sharda Launchpad supports early stage founders like you. To share the insights on the objectives of IgNIS 3.0 and the opportunities and support extended by Sharda Launchpad Federation, I would like to invite our manager, Mr. Pankaj Jain, to brief about the program to the participants. Pankaj sir, it's over to you.
Thank you, Sunil, for this warm welcome. And first of all, I would like to congratulate all the participants who joined this IgNIS 3.0 program, because everyone, you have taken the first step into your startup journey, which is a great achievement for all of you. Coming to the next step, I'll say just if you can, everyone switch on your cameras, right, so that we can see the faces. This will, help you to make the session successful and impactful as well. So everyone, please switch on your camera. Okay, not an issue. So actually, the IgNIS 3.0 program is a pre-incubation program. So which is, as Zonet mentioned, is designed for the students who are at very early stage. Like maybe you have something in your mind, you have some ideas, maybe you have some interest in any of the domain. And maybe you have any problem in your mind and you want to solve those problems through any kind of innovation or through any kind of product or maybe some kind of services you want to provide. So this entire pre-incubation program is designed or in a structured way so that you can convert your idea into the reality or maybe some kind of scalable business. The Sharda Launchpad will support you or guide you with the experts. Experts are coming from various industries, from various academics or businesses, as well as the some successful startups who already face many of the challenges in their life, so that they can guide you or mentor you so that you will not face those challenges and the hurdles in your startup journey, so that you can achieve your goal as early as possible. So we are focusing on one point in the entire session, that I want to do something to, I'm building something, right? So this program is designed in such a structured way. In the entire program, the expert will guide you the process of the startup journey. Specifically, it is designed for program identification, market understanding, your business model canvas, where the around 9 models where your entire business model will be fit. Apart from this, the entire program will guide you the prototype and the business model development. If you need any kind of legal support, IP support, or any kind of startup structuring, so this program will be best for you. Apart from this, at the end of the program, you will also get a perfect pitch deck so that you can present those pitch deck in your various stakeholders. The stakeholders could be your clients, your investors as well, any kind of stakeholders. Coming to the support that the Sharda Launchpad is provided, is the n number of supports are there, like one-on-one mentor support we provide, any kind of advisory support you need, maybe the access of demo days or maybe various events, any kind of marketing consultancy, or any kind of cloud credits if you are looking for. So we are here to support you in any way. You have to identify your requirement and you have to connect with the mentors as well you have to ask the queries, whatever the queries you have. Because if you are not asking the query, that means you don't have any the problem and you are unable to solve those problems. There are n numbers of domains like healthcare is there, drone is there, food industry, e-commerce, where you need many kind of approvals, processes there like DGC approval, FSSAI approval, maybe CDSCO approval. So any kind of support that you are looking for, the Sharda Launchpad is here. Just ask the problem, we will support you. And of course, at the end of my speech, I say just don't be the founder for leaving your job, maybe getting a short-term profit or maybe the quick profit. Because if you are looking for the quick profit, you will never get the profit from the day one. Great. So this is the entire program. And if you have any query, just anytime reach us to Sharda Launchpad. We are already in block 2 of Sharda University. Anytime if you are looking to connect with us, just reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for clearly outlining the objectives and support framework of IgNIS 3.0. A startup journey is always guided by a strong vision, ecosystem support, and mentorship. And Sharda Launchpad has been playing a crucial role in nurturing innovation-driven startups. To share the vision and mission of Sharda Launchpad and explain the role of IgNIS 3.0 in a founder's journey, it's my privilege to invite our CEO, Mr. Anurag Pandey, for his special remarks. Anurag sir, over to you.
Thank you so much, Junaid, for the introduction. So well said by Pankaj Jain already, setting the context, what all we will cover, how things will proceed. So basically, it's a series of lectures. We will make sure it will be online. But during these lecture series, you are requested to visit us for different kind of your business inquiries. Okay, so the journey has started. And during this journey, you will get many opportunities for exhibiting yourself, for presenting your startup to different mentors. So just like the vision of Sharda Launchpad, we are empowering startups to deliver something bigger. We are committed to that through these programs only. The only suggestion from my side is be very active and visible. Okay, if you are visible, if you will attend this call with your cameras on, we can identify you, we can understand your problems well, and later on we can give you some or other financial plus mentoring advices later on, right? Also be connected with all the team members, especially Zunat sir, Pankaj, and Dr. Amit Sehgal sir is also here. So make the best utilization of this course. During the session, keep a notepad, write down important pointers, and discuss. Always interact with your cameras on so that we can understand you and leverage the right support. Our mission is similarly to empower as many deserving startups as possible. So we are looking for right deserving startups to invest our time into, our funds into that. So that's a short brief. Be active, be visible, and all support is here for you. Thank you so much. All the best for all of you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and for setting a strong vision for all our participants. Now that we have understood the larger vision and ecosystem, let's move towards the operational side of IgNIS 3.0. Before we go into the technical session, I would like to share the few details about IgNIS 3.0. I hope my screen is visible. So, as Pankaj has rightly said, most of the things about IgNIS 3.0, this is the program structure of IgNIS 3.0. You can see the testimonials of last cohorts, last IgNIS 1.0 successfully concluded, and IgNIS 2.0 also concluded in September only. So this is the third program we're running as a pre-incubation program. So the duration, as already told to you, that it will be 12 weeks.
Yeah, Jonathan, sorry for the interruption. I hope the screen is visible to all.
No, I think we can see only a small part of it.
I guess. Yeah. Jonah, you have to unpin yourself.
Let me present it. Is it visible now?
No, actually, your another screen is in pin mode.
Is it clear now, sir?
Hey, just तुम्हारा एक login है जिसमें शारदा लॉन्चपैड का लोगो आ रहा है.
Yes, sir. From 2 IDs I have joined.
उसमें when you go there उसमें आप जाओ जो 3 dots आ रहे होंगे वहां पर अनपिन की ऑप्शन आ रही होगी तो परमानेंटली स्क्रीन पे विजिबल है बिकॉज ऑफ इट स्क्रीन शेयर पूरा नहीं दिख रहा है. उसको रिमूव करो, रिमूव फ्रॉम पिन. I think ये पिन तो नहीं है. There's something else. We can see only half of the screen. Pankaj, you have this slide? Can you share?
Okay, let me continue, I guess. I have logged out that device. So, coming back to the program, what we said that program follows the cohort-based structure and milestone-driven approach. Our focus will be on problem discovery, design thinking, market and customer validation, prototype and MEV planning, business model, and legal and financial planning. So the structured master classes will give the opportunity for all the participants to interact with the team and the mentors one-on-one. In fact, so duration, as already told, mode shall be completely virtual. Participants early stage ideas, and focus is problem solution fit, market and customer validation, legal part, and pitch deck and investor readiness. These are the few areas where our interest mostly builds. Some agri-tech, women empowerment, green energy, and others. These are the emerging sectors, Talking about the program, first week will be, as we are in the first week already, so it will be the orientation and founders mindset. Week 2 will be the problem identification and market understanding. Week 3 will be the customer discovery and validation. Week 4 will be solution forming and value proposition. Then we step into the month 2nd, which will be the solution design and MEP and business model. In week 5, solution design and MEP planning will be there. Week 6, GTM, and week 7, legal and IP startup structuring. Week 8 will be financial planning, and similarly for the last month it will be pitching, funding, and demo readiness, investor readiness. In fact, so week 9 will be branding and pitch fundamentals. Week 10 will be pitch deck development. Week 11, startup compliance is very important and crucial. And finally, we culminate this cohort with a demo day and graduation. So our quick outcomes will be from an idea validation, followed by the clear MEP roadmap and business model and revenue clarity, and investor ready pitch deck, and at the end, eligibility for multidimensional support through incubation available at Sharda Launchpad. So we have already regarding we are introducing a prize badge for the those participants who stay engaged and who submit their activities, assignments, and their based on their performance. Who have introduced it first time in our IgNIS the performance prizes ranging from 10,000 to the first prize, second 5,000 and 3,000, like this. So first time I best out of use of it, and let's see. So this was all about a brief about IgNIS, and I'll share this brochure in the WhatsApp group that has been already created. So thank you for your attention. At the core of every successful startup lies a strong ideation and problem understanding and user-centric thinking. To help us to build these foundations, we have a very insightful technical session planned today. And it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Amit Sehgal, who is the director of Sharda Launchpad. That is a distinguished professor, academician, and holds more than 20 years of experience in mentoring startups, and he's the vision behind Sharda Launchpad. So the session we'll conduct will be ideation technique, design thinking principles, and technical insights essential for early stage startups. Please join my hands in welcoming the Dr. Amit Sehgal. Dr. Amit Sehgal, sir, over to you.
Thank you, Janelle. A very warm welcome to all the participants to the third cohort of this IgNIS series, a flagship program of ITBI Sharda Launchpad. The full form you already know now, Igniting New Ideas in Startups. So I congratulate all of you for getting selected for this program. We had around 85 applications from all domains, both internal as well as external. And out of that, there are around 30 who finally have joined this particular program. And more than 20 are present here. Though we expected everyone to be present here, but I know that it's a working day and the classes are going on. So majorly for the students, it becomes a bit difficult. But still, we try to conduct most of our sessions on Saturdays, but still all the sessions cannot be possible over there. For the students particularly, we are trying to contact your departments, deans and heads, so that when you attend these sessions, you get an attendance benefit. For that, we will need some information related to your department and your system IDs, so that we can communicate the information about your being present in a session and you don't miss out on attendance while taking this very important initiative of being an entrepreneur. Junaid, can you stop the screen share? Now, moving ahead, though it was an orientation session, but we don't just stop here at the orientation and introduction about the program. The time is critical for everyone. If you have joined the session and you have spared the time out of whatever you are doing, whether academics or your other things, so we must utilize it. And it's a small group, around 20-22 participants are there. So we can have some interaction, understanding that what kind of work we are doing at. So I'll just take you through one of the very fundamental concepts, that where do we actually begin our entrepreneurial journey. I can see there might be some participants who have already gone through that particular stage, who have already stepped into the shoes of being an entrepreneur. They have already decided what kind of problem statement they are working on or what their startup will be based on. But still, most of you being the students, the first generation or the first time entrepreneurs, and that too at an idea stage when you are still trying to understand, to figure out that what can be a good business idea, what can be a problem statement on which I can build a successful scalable business venture. And when we have a business venture, it means it has to create some commercial value. It is not for charity. It is not something that we are doing only for our knowledge, it's not a hobby. But if you are doing business, it has to be some commercial value into it. So how do we build something? How do we create something which can ultimately lead into a business and give us some returns, both in monetary as well as in whatever terms we want this business to be a successful. So I'm just taking you through some of the fundamental concepts, and it's a very common challenge and a very common statement. Many people say that this is not a very successful thing, or it is not a very way ahead. But when you are on stage and there are multiple options available in front of you, you are going through various undergraduate or postgraduate programs, right? And you see a lot of people going into jobs, getting the jobs. And on the other side, you see that, okay, I can be an entrepreneur. And there are a lot of benefits when I start my own business. But then on the other side, you see that so many startups, they fail at a very early stage. And the data is very scary. If you go into the data, if you search on Google, what is the success rate of a startup? It's a very scary figure. But on the other side, there are people who have done wonders in a short span of time of 3 to 5 years, where most of the people even try to understand that what needs to be done. Right. So obviously there is some fundamental difference. And what are those points? What are those issues? What are those strategies that we should adopt, so that we go into the book of people who fail at a very early stage, but we go into the other segment side of the entrepreneurs who are really making it a big success. Right. So I'll give you some of these inputs, some of the points. What are these inputs and what you should be careful about. So I'll just share my screen. Take you through some of the slides, but majorly we will be going through most of the activities. So it's not a 3-week program where we are going to have let me share it to screen, where we are going to have the weekly sessions. So please remember this thing. It is not something which you have to do on a weekly basis while attending a session. It is a continuous journey. Okay. The sessions are conducted only for your benefit, only for your understanding the concepts, and for us to see that how you're progressing, how you are working with these particular concepts. Otherwise, it's a continuous process, the curriculum that you have seen. So every week we have taken one particular domain of the entire journey of idea to business. We will be introducing some concepts in one of the sessions. After that, rest of the days, try to implement it, try to work on your idea based upon whatever concept has been given to you. And the next week, come back with your inputs, with whatever work you have done, and try to share what you have done so that we can give you the feedback. Even during the week, anytime you can connect with our team and discuss with us what you have done, what you understood, what you could not understand, and any challenge that you faced while implementing the concepts that have been told to you in such online sessions. So it is not a weekly session program. It is a continuous program. The 12 weeks, 12 multiplied by 7, all the days, you have to keep on working, because ultimately it is your journey. You have to walk. We can only show you where you have to walk, but you have to take the steps. Nobody else can walk for you, right? So please keep these things in your mind, and let's begin this journey of taking your idea into a business. I'll start with a very fundamental concept. So what we are trying to do here as an entrepreneur, it's a human-centered approach to solving real-world challenges, right? So when we say that we want to become an entrepreneur, we want to create a startup, please understand that what is this word startup and how it is different from the more popular, more bigger word of business. So the two fundamental things about creating a startup, first is a problem statement or a challenge which exists in the real world. And second thing is the innovation that you are doing to solve that particular problem. So once you mix all these two things, the business you will generate, it is called as a startup. So of course, it is at an early stage, but these two things are important, and it has to be human-centered. Now, human-centered does not mean that we are doing something only for the human being. Anything which affects human life, it is called as a human-centered approach. It can be climate, it can be plants, it can be the agriculture, it can be the animals. Anything that affects the human life in any way, direct or indirect, it is a human-centered approach. So whatever we do, ultimately, it has to be focused somewhere around human beings, because we are doing business, we are not doing charity, and we need to connect with the people who will become our customers, our users, and they pay for our products and services, and then we generate the business. So this, you have to always keep in your mind that whatever we are doing, there has to be some human-centric approach behind that. We don't do it only for ourselves. It is not a project. It is not a hobby work, right? So this entire program has been designed to equip you, to empower you with the tools, the methods, the techniques which bridge this three major elements, the technology. Obviously, now in present scenario, without technology, it is very difficult to create and run any business. Then the user needs for whom we are building your startup, and the innovation that you are building, creating into it, so that the solution that you are coming up with, has some kind of novelty into it, and it is really useful for somebody. So these three elements we are trying to bridge through this entire series of various workshops and whatever activities we will be taking you through. Now, what are the challenges faced? Why there are such a large number of failures? Why people talk about so much of failures? So obviously there are certain challenges which are faced by anyone who takes an idea to a business. In fact, while working on an idea. So I'll just highlight some of the challenges, and I'll try to relate it more with the student approach, right? So the one most common reason for the failure is building a product that nobody uses, right? So you can build a very wonderful product. It can be technically very perfect. It can be very good. It can look very beautiful, but ultimately, if it is not being used by someone, then definitely it is going to fail as a business. It can be good for showcasing. It can be good for winning competitions. It can be good for participating in some exhibitions and showcasing it and getting attention of the people. But the moment you try to commercialize it, the moment you convert it into a business, people are not interested. They are not willing to pay for it. They want to take a look at it. They want to talk about it, but not pay for it. So such kind of products which nobody is willing to use by paying for it, obviously this business is going to fail, right? So you have to be very careful that whatever you are building, the first step is try to understand that whether there will be someone interested to pay, to use it, to purchase it or not. And sometimes but it's very right. I'll prefer something which is easy to use, which does not consume too much of my time. Right. So this is one of the very important reasons. So build something which is easy to use and which people would like to buy. The second is poor user experience, particularly in the software industry. It is very important. The mobile apps you are building to solve any problem, the websites, the platforms you are building to integrate something, the marketplaces, all these things, if they are not convenient, if their interface is not good, if the process or the flow is not easy, people will not use it. All the entrepreneurs who are trying to build something in IT sector, in IT industry, whether a product or a service, please understand, remember this thing, that if people are using your product or service for a one time or two time, that is not a success. Ultimately, everybody wants to raise funds because to a certain extent only you can put in your money, your own money from your pocket or from your friends and family. But ultimately, you will require some other person to invest into your business. At that point of time, if it is a pure software-based business and you say that there are 10,000 people who have downloaded my mobile app, nobody is interested. Just go through your own experiences. How many mobile apps you download in your mobile phone and how many of them you are actually using it or keeping it in your phone, right? So people are interested in your app if it is being used. So for how many times people are using it? What is the duration for which people are using it? How many days it is there in your mobile app installed? These kind of informations are important. Simply having an app and showing the number of downloads is not going to work now. Those days are gone, right? And it majorly happens because of the poor user experience. Your interface is not attractive. It is not good. The flow is not clear. Too much of information is being asked for. Too much of irregular forward and backward movements are there. Information is not properly displayed. Instructions are not properly given. So all these challenges make a poor user experience, and UI UX is one of the very important things which leads to the success or failure of things which are software defined. Lab success and field failure. Students particularly, a lot of experiments are done in the labs, a lot of projects are developed every year. Even if we say about Greater Noida, so there must be around 500, 600,000 students, right? Doing their higher education from Greater Noida. Everyone is doing a project in the final year. But how many of them are actually getting converted into a product which is useful for someone? So things which work in lab may not work in the real life environment, specifically when you are working with the hardware kind of devices, right? So you have to be very careful right from the beginning that what is the environment in which you are going to work, right? And whatever you are trying to build, how it will behave in the real life environment. When the real actual users, you start using it. The difference is lab environment is a very controlled environment. Everything is controlled. Everything, you know what input you are giving, what output you are getting, you can monitor it, right? But in the real world environment, you don't know how your product is being handled by somebody, right? Whether they know how to use it or not, that also you don't know, right? So this is one of the very important reasons where most of the things which could look very good in the lab, they do not work properly when they are tested in the real environment. And this directly relates to the important concept of TRL, which is called as technology readiness level. So it starts from TRL 1, where you ideate, going to TRL 9, when you actually start selling it. So TRL 4 is the intermediate stage where you are using it in the lab environment. The next one is low impact projects. Again, going to the student projects. You are doing wonderful projects, but if it is not solving someone's problem, it cannot be converted into a product or a business. So please understand, every project cannot be converted into a business. You are doing something for your knowledge, for your experience, for showcasing to somebody. That is fine. You can go and win the competitions, but it will be converted into a business that is not ensured based upon whatever you have done in the competitions or in your lab work. So some other challenges, ideas fail from lack of user understanding. So you have to start from the user, right? Product development is not the first step. Please remember, as an entrepreneur, product development is not the first step of creating a business. The first step is you have to understand your user, your customer, and who is going to immediately pay for your product or service. And second major thing is The challenges, we said that in the beginning, that you have to work on real world challenges. Now, these real world challenges do not have any fixed specifications, or they do not have any kind of particular problem statement that this is what you have to do. So when you go into lab, when you work in your labs, do the experiments, you get a manual, right? And there is a aim written over there. There is list of instruments. There is a procedure given. You just follow that procedure step by step, and you are able to perform an experiment. So there is a very clearly defined statement, and you just have to follow the defined principle process. Whereas when you go to the real world problem, there is no defined problem. So the first step is understand the problem and define that what actually is this problem, what is required to solve this particular problem. So if you're not able to do that, you will end up building something which is not actually solving the problem, or which is not of use for somebody. So defining the real world problems itself is a very complex challenge, and we will be giving you the actual processes. We'll be giving you with the formats, the templates through which you can define these real world problems and then decide that what are you going to build. And this process is called as design thinking, which is a very popular, globally acceptable concept coming from the universities like Harvard and Stanford. And not only entrepreneur startups, but all major industries, all major corporates, whenever they do something new, they follow this concept of design thinking, right? And this is a 5-step process, beginning with empathizing your users and ultimately coming to the final solution, which is ready to be used by the end user or customer. So this process we will be implementing step by step, so that you do not get stuck into a situation where you have to go back and do the entire rework, which again is a type of failure. So if I compare these two domains, what actually is happening in the traditional way and what we do under design thinking, which leads to the success of a particular startup, is in the traditional way, it starts with the specification. Everything is known to you. All the parameters are given. What you have to use, that is known to you. Whereas when you become an entrepreneur, you are working with somebody who is not closely known to you, and you have to understand what are their requirements first, right? Then the second one, in case of traditional businesses or projects, the problem is clearly defined. Whereas when you become an entrepreneur, you are working on real world problem. It is not framed. There are no fixed parameters or specifications. You have to explore and frame it and define it, right? And obviously there is a particular desired solution, and desired outcome is fixed, that this is what you have to achieve. Whereas in case of design thinking, you have to explore multiple solutions and then find out that which is the one single solution which I'm going to implement, right? And it's always a non-linear process. It's a continuous process. Multiple times you will come back to your problem statement, rework on it, explore a new way of solving it, and then solve it and then test it. If it doesn't work, then you should always be ready to rework on your solution that you have implemented. So this is how the real world looks like. You have a problem statement, then you start diverging and try to explore multiple solutions which are possible, right? Most common problem that we have seen is people are generally solution biased. If I start asking you, let me take some questions and stop this screen share. Right. Just for the example, and just to build the context, that can some of you share that what kind of problem statements you are planning to work on? What are your startup ideas? What are you trying to do? Any volunteers, 2 or 3?
Hello, sir.
Anyone? Yeah. Yes, Amit.
This is Amit Garg, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sir, we are into blockchain industry, and recently on 19th January to 23rd January, there was a World Economic Forum at Davos, Switzerland. And the main agenda was of that forum, wherein 800 plus world leaders were there, including Elon Musk and Trump, and 65 head of states. So they have discussed about AI plus trade, and the mode of payment will going to be blockchain.
Okay.
Because AI doesn't understand fiat currency, they understand the programmable money. So why I'm sharing this information?
Ultimately,
Yeah,
what is your problem statement?
Yes,
what
sir.
statement you are working?
Yes, sir. So we are working upon the tokenization of the digital assets.
Okay.
As of today,
Have you
nobody able
what you
to.
want to build?
Yeah, we want to build an application like in Web2 space we have Amazon, right? Wherein people, it is a marketplace, though, wherein people can buy services and goods. So, however, by using fiat currency, however, what model we are making is we are making a marketplace wherein through tokenization, through digital currency, they can purchase their goods and services.
Okay. Okay, fine. One more we can take. Anyone else who wants to share that what problem statement they are working on and what is this startup idea? Yes. Or should I call by name randomly? I think idea must be there with everyone. Every day we are getting thousands of ideas in our brain. It's all about picking the right one. Yes, Aditya, Vanchit, Shubham, anyone who wants to speak? Well, otherwise we don't know even you are present there, you are listening or not. So that is one of the biggest problem, biggest challenge with the online program.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, well,
I'm back.
Yeah.
So my idea is to develop a smart printing vending machine that addresses like एक स्मार्ट प्रिंटिंग मशीन वेंडिंग मशीन टाइप तो मतलब एक इफ यूजर कोई यूजर है वो मशीन के पास जाता है और वो अपने लाइक हम लोग उसका ऐप बनाएंगे कि लाइक यूजर को कुछ प्रिंट करना है वो अपना डॉक्यूमेंट उसमें डालेगा उसमें सेलेक्ट करेगा कि ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट या ओरिएंटेशन और कितने पेजेस उसे प्रिंट करना है और वो वहां पे नेक्स्ट करेगा पे करेगा तो फिर वेंडिंग मशीन जो स्मार्ट प्रिंटिंग वेंडिंग मशीन रहेगी वो यूजर का जो भी डॉक्यूमेंट रहेगा वो प्रिंट आउट करके दे देगा
ओके ठीक है तो आपका प्रॉब्लम क्या है इसके अंदर क्या प्रॉब्लम आपने देखा इसको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो
सर ये प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट इसका ये है कि जो भी आप लाइक जस्ट फॉर इन आवर कैंपस जो भी यहाँ हमारे पास 2 प्रिंटिंग शॉप है हमारे कैंपस में सर वहाँ पे बहुत सारी लाइन लगी रहती है और ऊपर से वो लोग व्हाट्सएप पे डॉक्यूमेंट लेते हैं और वहाँ कोई लाइक हमें प्राइवेसी नहीं होती कि मतलब कि वो उनका डेटा वो डिलीट कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं और हमारे आइडिया में स्टार्टअप में ये रहेगा कि कोई जैसे वो प्रिंट होते जैसे वो टोकन कंप्लीट हुआ वो अपने आप डिलीट हो जाएगा जैसे ब्लिंकिट और इंस्टामार्ट जो यूज करते हैं जैसे ही कंप्लीट हुआ तुरंत डिलीट हो जाएगा डेटा एंड
ओके
सर
ठीक है ओके I'll pick this interesting one. I'll pick this one. See, so आपने जो प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट किया please excuse me the international participants just in the interest of the person's comfortability I'm communicating in Hindi. So प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट तो ये था कि 2 शॉप्स हैं यहाँ पर और उनके पास बहुत रश रहता है जिसकी वजह से आप ये सोल्यूशन बिल्ड करना चाहते हो क्या अब ये नहीं हो सकता कि जब इतना सारा रश है इतनी डिमांड है एक शॉप और ओपन कर देते हैं 2 प्रिंटर लगा के
तो सर लाइक मेरे स्टार्टअप में ये है कि मतलब यहाँ पे ह्यूमन इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं रहेगा मतलब किसी ह्यूमन की जरूरत नहीं रहेगा और मतलब टाइम कम लगेगा
तो आपका प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट ये है कि कम प्रिंटर है स्टूडेंट्स बहुत ज्यादा है प्रिंट कराने वाले या आपका प्रॉब्लम ये स्टेटमेंट ये है कि वहां पर ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन हो रहा है और मेरा डेटा सेफ नहीं है मैं पेन ड्राइव में या व्हाट्सएप पे डेटा शेयर
ये भी लाइक एक ये दोनों मेरे मतलब दोनों आते हैं लाइक प्रॉब्लम दोनों उसमें प्रॉब्लम आ रहे हैं लाइक ये 2 प्रॉब्लम्स हैं
ओके सो अभी हम 2 प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स पे काम कर रहे हैं
यस
एंड यूजिंग वन सॉल्यूशन व्हिच इज सॉल्विंग 2 प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स राइट
यस सर
ओके फाइन यस वेदांश
Hello, afternoon, sir.
गुड आफ्टरनून
Hello.
यस वेदांश
Good afternoon, sir. So my problem statement is that we buy vegetables, we buy fruits, and we buy them on the price that the vendors say. But have we ever noticed that how much money is going to the farmer? So the problem statement is that
have
we ever noticed that how much money goes to the farmer?
Okay.
So the problem statement is in India, majority of the farmers don't receive the money we pay to the vendor. So my platform will solve this. It will eliminate all the middlemen. It will act as a bridge between the people who are living in cities and farmers. Thus, people can buy directly from farmers, which will eliminate middlemen.
And how will it be supplied?
Sir, it will be supplied through logistics using the small logistics in the city. It will be AI based. So if there is an order in Ghaziabad and the farmer is in Haryana, so the local logistics will be partner, and with his help, we will supply the fruits or vegetable from Haryana to Ghaziabad.
But why so far? Wherever the person is living around 7, 8, 10 kilometers, there must be some farmers locally available over there. Why from Gaza?
Yes, sir. We can.
Outside of Delhi?
Sir, it was just an example. Actually, I'm outside. So it was just an example. We use that. जितना भी कम distance होगा, उतने distance पे we'll supply it.
Okay, okay. And picking the items from one farmer, it must be supplied to 10, 15, 20 different people?
Yes, sir. It will be taken in bulk.
Time, or you have 20 people going to one farmer, picking up small quantities?
No, sir. What will happen is,
what people who have ordered?
What will happen is, in India, there are a lot of farmers who has a limited quantity of growing crops. Like if they will grow 5 ton of crops per season or this much ton of crops per season. So we will take the data from here. Then we'll put it in our website, and accordingly our AI will divert the order in different farmers or in different vendors. So there will be no load on any farmer.
Fine.
The supply will be very good.
So it's a very, very interesting and very open problem statement. It is called as post-harvest management. So basically post-harvest, how are you going to manage the farm produce so that ultimately the farmers... see, the problem is that most of the cases farmers have to sell their items in a distress, right? Many
Yes,
of, particularly with the perishable items, they have to sell it at any cost in a day or two.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it will not be of much use. So this is what the problem is, right? So
Yes,
of course,
yes.
so we'll be working on it. It's a very, very interesting problem statement. One more.
But can I discuss my idea?
Problem statement? Yes, yes.
Sir, Vanchit Sharma.
You are? Okay.
Sir, Vanchit.
Yes.
Sir, I am a BBA student. Sir, I am working in cigarette business idea. Can I start, sir?
Yes, it's good.
Sir, there was a market gap in cigarette business. Sir, I say that, sir,
आप हिंदी में बताओ if you are comfortable. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
ओके सर. सर, हमारा जो आइडिया है, तो हमारा है क्या कहते हैं, हार्ड सिगरेट बनाना, हार्ड एंड प्रीमियम. जो सर नॉर्मल सिगरेट होती है उसमें सर हार्ड एंड प्रीमियम सिगरेट दो हमारे सर मेन गोल है इन सिगरेट मार्केट. सर डिफरेंस ये है. हाँ जी. यस सर.
ओके, स्मोकिंग वाली ना, नॉर्मल सिगरेट.
यस यस यस. यस सर, स्मोकिंग वाली.
ओके.
So sir, there was a market gap. Many customers seek in something hard and premium cigarette. Only one cigarette is targeting, that is Marlboro Advance. This is hardest cigarette. But yes sir. So sir, we work in से भी थोड़ी hard वो cigarette. मतलब नॉर्मल सिगरेट होती है, इसमें 1 से 3% निकोटीन होता है. So, sir, we work in something 8 to 9% nicotine. That comes from Nicotina rustica tobacco found in Farrukhabad and many UP and Bihar cities. तो सर हमारा हार्ड का है, एंड सर हम थोड़ी प्रीमियम करेंगे, सपोज ओल्ड स्कूल टाइप सर. सो आवर प्राइसिंग इज हाई रेदर देन नॉर्मल सिगरेट.
ओके, ठीक है. तो बहुत ही डिफरेंट डोमेन है. जनरली जब लोग स्टार्टअप्स के अंदर आते हैं, डू नॉट टेक एनी काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स व्हिच आर अंडर क्वेश्चन, व्हिच गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट सपोर्टिंग, राइट? Everything is sold in the market. Everything has its own market. You must have seen in the recent budget that government is very heavily discouraging all these kind of items.
Yes.
New taxes.
Sorry, yes.
Yes, there is a market. I can't say much about it right now because I'm a non-smoker. Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes.
but of
Yes,
course, everything has a market in itself.
Yes, sir.
As a business,
Thank
a
you.
lot of things are sold in the market.
Yes,
But
sir.
as a startup, if first thing is please keep the governments out of this completely. No government going no would be with you because it
Yes, sir.
is against the agenda which government is running. But as a business, there might be people interested to invest into it. Okay. Okay, fine. So just move ahead because we don't want to stress this initial session too long. I'll go back to my slides. Now, what has happened? See, we had a very mixed kind of inputs. In some of the cases, we were having a problem statement, whereas in some other cases, we were having more of a solution which people trying to, right? And this is thing which actually creates a difference. That are we working on a problem or are we working on a solution? Okay. The fundamental concept of design thinking says that please keep your options open for the solutions. The moment I say that I'm going to build a robot, I'm going to build a drone, I'm going to build a mobile app, you have actually biased yourself with a solution, right? And you have taken yourself out of the problem and you are trying to build something which has already been decided. Okay. So take for sake of Amit, you have to build an app or something for solving a problem, or maybe there was another case. So the moment we say that we have decided to build a mobile app to solve this problem, we are going out of the fundamental concept of being an entrepreneur, and we are actually building a project and not a product. Okay. So when we talk about innovation, everybody says there is a very common sentence everyone must have heard, that think out of the box. Am I right? Everybody must have heard it. Think out of the box. That is innovation. But the more important part in case of being an entrepreneur is increase the size of your box. Let more ideas come into your box. Let more possible solutions come into your box, and then do an analysis. Though this line in between, the dotted line that you see in between. So this is where entire analysis of various possible ways of solving a problem actually happens. And the outcome of this churning, this analysis is which will actually be able to solve the problem, plus it will be capable of getting converted into a business, something which people would like to purchase, right? So this is the fundamental concept in one line, that pick a problem, explore various ways to solve a problem rather than right away beginning that, okay, this is what I am going to do. And then find out that what can be the best way to solve this problem, not only in terms of the solution, but also in terms of the user. So it has to be user-centered. It has to be human-centered. Okay. So please keep this thing in your mind. The moment you say that I'm going to create a startup, it has to be based on a problem statement and not on one particular solution. And integration of these three things is required hard, because the first important part of design thinking is empathy. So you need a very active heart. You have to understand what people are doing. If you say that you are working on waste management, you should be able to handle the waste with your own hands. If you are building a solution for a physically challenged person, you have to spend some time, live a day, at least one day, just like that particular person lives, and then realize what challenge they are facing. You need that heart. You need the hands where you need skills, you need tools, you need technology to build that particular solution. And then you need hand where you do entire thinking, entire analysis, understanding it. So the moment you integrate all these three things, the center is the design thinking becomes active. The moment you integrate these three things, your design thinking becomes active, and then you are actually able to build a solution which can be converted into a successful business, right? So this is what I just wanted to highlight, that don't just focus on one solution, don't just focus on one idea, but it's a continuous process, and keep exploring the options till you get something which is really validated and proven in the market. So the three stages that we have is inspiration. We will be doing initially maybe for a couple of weeks on the problem framing. What is the design challenge, which is the exploration part. Then we will be going into the problem solving. Once we have framed our challenge, our problem statement, then we start exploring what are the ways to solve it, right? And then we analyze all those solutions. And once we have come to a solution which has been tested through a prototype, then we actually start implementing it in the form of a product, or then converting it into a business. So these are the three stages, the three modules, which ultimately lead to one particular developed solution on a problem, which has a high chances of becoming a successful business. So we will be going through this process, and these are the 5 very standard process steps. You can find it anywhere. Empathize, define your problem, then ideate in terms of the solutions, then prototype development to test it, and then finally test it in the real environment. Okay, so these are the 5 stages of typical design thinking. We will begin with something which is before empathizing, which is the exploration stage. Okay, so the first part, which is this inspiration or the problem framing, we will begin with this. Once we have done this part, then we will go into the empathizing and actually understanding or taking inputs from the users. I'll just stop this slide presentation here today, and I'll give you something which you should do for this first week. Let me share one activity sheet which will help you, ready to use template, which will be shared with you, and you can begin using this template. Maybe some of you can start right now. I'll show you what you are going to do. Right, so the Word document is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So this is the very first activity that you should build. It will help you to really understand that what are you going to build upon. A very simple thing. Most of you have already decided, or if you have not decided, maybe you can do it for one idea. You can do it for 2 or 3 ideas. Ideas in terms of the domain in which you are going to work, the problem or the users for whom you are going to work. Okay. So first thing is, once the idea is in your mind that, okay, I want to build this thing. So just focus on who would be the potential users of this particular product or service that you are going to build, right? And what could be the key features that they will require. And I'll take an example of a very simple thing, that if you want to build a new water bottle, right? What could be the uses? What could be the expectations from a water bottle for a user out of it? Fine. So these are all assumptions, because you are assuming that what people would like to have from this product, and then you just list down it here. So for example, the first one could be, the lid should be very tight. It should not leak, right? So what is the assumption that you write here? Okay. Now why it is required? So give a reason why it is required, so that it is more easily visible. I'll just add borders to it. So a tight lid, why it is required? No leakage. Okay, I can conveniently keep it in any way, in my bag, wherever. There should not be a leakage. Another one could be large size, right? Why would somebody need a large size bottle? Need not refill, right? So this is how, just try to, whatever product or service you have identified, just try to look for the features or the benefits that anyone would like to have from this product or service, and why these features or benefits should be there in your product or service. So these are all your assumptions. Once you have gone through these assumptions, the next step will be try to talk to few people. Please follow this process. It is for your only benefit. Do not break the process. First of all, if you are a team, sit with your team and try to list down 5, 6, 7, 10 possible features, and why would somebody need those features in your product and service. Once you have done it, after that, the next step should be try to contact people who will be the actual users of that product, right? And try to take the same inputs from them. Okay. So that could be the second thing. When you take inputs from other people, that could be, then you try to challenge it. Whatever assumptions you have decided, can you challenge your own assumptions? For example, I say that my first assumption was that everybody wants a tight lid bottle, right? So that there is no leakage. Now, I came across some people, elderly people, who are not able to open a tightly closed bottle, right? So the challenge would be small children, elderly people, and maybe those having problem with joints in their hands. So my assumption is directly a problem with such people. So such kind of people will not be able to use my product. Okay. Because difficult to open a tightly closed lid. Am I clear? Are you getting my point? Some yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have made some assumptions based on your knowledge, based on your experiences, based on your understanding, and then you try to talk to the people and get the actual feedback, actually inputs from the user. Fine. So this kind of things will definitely happen. Okay. So I want a tightly closed lid, but this is the challenge. And because of this challenge, all such people will be excluded from my market. The moment if you have seen some pitches or if you have attended any workshop sessions on startup ideas, startup pitching, you must have seen that market size, customer segmentation is a very important part of any startup pitch, right? Everybody must have seen it if you have attended such sessions. Now, the moment I take this particular feature, all such people are excluded from my market segment. So I am automatically reducing my market segment. Okay. So similarly, I say that I want to make a large size bottle because I'm sitting at a place for 4 or 5 hours. I don't need to refill it. I'm traveling. And I should be able to have enough water for 4 hours. Now the problem is difficult in carrying. Okay. That is fine. A 2-liter bottle, I have it for a long duration, but I may not be able to carry it all the time. It might be heavy. So there will be certain segment of people who are excluded because of this feature, which I've assumed would like to have. Okay. So the second step, first step, make some assumptions along with the reason why it is required. Second step, talk to the people and see if there are any differences. Are they challenging your assumption? Are they saying that no, whatever you have assumed, it is not useful for me. I want something else. Right? Now, so now what could be the solution? Okay. So if I take these 2 points only, I want something which does not give me the leakage, plus I want something which is easy to open and use. Fine. I want something I can do it by single hand. I'm driving, or maybe I'm doing something, I'm writing, I have only one hand spare to drink. I can't open a tight lid bottle. Okay. So the option is, let me come up with a product which has 2 different kind of lids. You want to have a tight lid with a flip cap. Okay. There are types of flip caps available which do not leak. Right. So now I come to a solution that if I use this kind of screw type of tight cap, many people would not like to use it. Right. But if I use an alternate option where there is a option available, you can use a screw cap or you can use a flip type of cap. Right. So my target market, my customer segment will increase. More people would like to purchase my product. So these are some of the important aspects. If you start working on these things, rather than straight away deciding that I'm going to build a bottle which is going to have 2 liters of capacity and there is a very tight screw, I've already decided what I've done without even understanding what my users want. This is a major challenge which most of the people building products face when they actually go into the market, and one of the major reasons of failure. So this is going to be the first activity. And when you go through this activity, then you analyze what you assumed and analyze what feedback you received from the people. At least 5 to 7 people you must talk to and take their inputs, and then try to answer these questions. What did you realize about your thinking? What challenges you have faced? What is the weakest or most riskful assumption you have made? And what is the most interesting surprise? I'll give you an example. I did this activity in a real scenario with actual physical environment. So 4 or 5 users mentioned about laptop. They want to make a new laptop, and they mentioned all kind of different types of features into it, but nobody mentioned about processor. Right? The moment we start looking for a new laptop, I think processor is first thing that we definitely look at. I want i3, I want i5, I want i7, I want a low cost. Let me go with the AMD processor. What kind of GPU it is having? Nobody mentioned about processor. They all were talking about lightweight, beautiful look, this feature, good LED screen, touch panel, all these things. Right? So sometimes when we are very much pre-decided about what we want to do, we miss out on what actually users want. Right? So the market fit is a big problem which we identify at a very later stage when we have already invested a lot of time, money and resources. And going back from that stage is very costly, due to which many people drop their startup ideas in between. So the more you plan early, the more problems you will face in execution and the chances of success will be higher. right? So just go through these documents. It's very easy to understand and try to prepare it and fill it and be clear with yourself. This is not an assignment. This is not an academic activity. So using an AI tool just to fill it is not going to do anything of use to you. Okay. So you have to do it for your benefit, and this document will be shared with you, and try to implement it. And this is the approach. I'm just giving you one example. This is the approach we are going to follow. For every stage, we will be giving you some ready-to-use templates.
So with this, we conclude the first session, the kickstart session of IgNIS 3.0. Thank you so much for the day, Dr. Amit Sehgal, for clearly making us understand the process of design thinking, how to start entrepreneurship. We can see that most of the participants are from Sharda University itself, and I think it's a good move for them to start their journey of entrepreneurship in the group. Any communication on a group may kindly be taken seriously. And I'll be sharing the attendance QR. Please fill it and make sure you write your system ID, department, semester, so that we can communicate it to the department. I'll cross check it and we'll verify it if you have filled it correctly or not. So thank you everyone. Thanks to all the participants. See you in the next session.